Hello, casuals. Welcome to the Casual Experience Show, where we give you exciting MMA news and updates. And as usual, we are here again for the review of the UFC fight night that happened between Manel Kape and Asu. And as usual, I'm here with my guy, Ferdinand. How you doing? Happy Sunday.
Man, same to you, bro. It was nice.
So you saw the fight?
I did. I was not really happy with Manel. Seriously, though he's my African brother, he's from Angola, and I'm not proud of his eye poke actually yesterday. Though he won the fight, but it was not as planned, as expected as well. Because I wanted him to. He's naturally stronger than Asu, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like getting a victory with the eye poke, and the ref is actually not on the right parts as of that fight.
The issue of high poke has been consistent in MMA, and I don't know. I mean, in UFC and the Bellator, there's always been this fight was just the main event of high pokes.
Yes,
and I don't know why the ref. In fact, they have to do something about the issue of high poke. Just last week, we had Henry Cejudo too, complaining of high poke. They have to stop the fight because of the high pokes. And this particular one, Kape was good. Like his performance was top notch. He kept pressing the guy, and he has that very nice stance. Like the guy kept biting on his feint. He was feinting constantly. The guy kept biting on his feint, but it was just marred by several eye pokes.
I saw my view about the eye poke was not actually before the fight, I was already having him as my favorite.
Yes. Yeah,
because I knew he was stronger than the guy. Asu has been in UFC since 2013.
Yes, and he's not lost. He's not lost since 2019 or so.
He has had a good record. He has just been an average fighter.
Yes.
So I feel like this guy is more hungrier than him. So it's going to... the eye poke actually made it look like a robbery.
He watered down his performance.
So
because the sequence to the finish was an eye poke. It was an eye poke.
Exactly.
He wanted to throw a punch and he grazed him.
The eyes,
and the guy kept calling to the ref. At that point too, he was damaged.
Exactly.
But the eye poke didn't help the situation. But how about the call out? He called out Pantoja and Kai Kara France.
This is a guy that's coming up, so he wants to be more relevant.
Yes.
So he wants the belt. He wants to be the main event.
Yeah.
Main event is not just the money, especially. The popularity is actually what they're looking for.
And he seems to have it. He has that personality.
After Easy and Kamaru's losses, though they had a good dominant sections during their time. The three wise men, I call them, Ngannou, Easy, and Kamaru too as well. So I feel like they're also looking for another African, hoping maybe...
You mean the UFC?
Not even the UFC. We Africans too as well.
Okay, that's true.
We are looking for somebody that...
Dricos now. Dricos that you don't like.
He's not... No, I'm going to talk more about him anyway after this. Dricos has actually been the only African champion now, born and bred in Africa.
Yeah.
So Manel is actually looking for a way to propel his
stardom.
Yes, down to the top spots in the UFC. He wants to be among the known African UFC champions.
He talks well, and it doesn't seem
he fights clean.
He fights well.
I felt like, do they really need a VAR in the UFC assistance? Because this is getting too serious.
They have replays. The problem with it now is if they don't give a tenor punishment for high pokes, it's going to continue. It's either they solve the issue of their gloves.
Well, should I make it, because this is a mixed martial art?
Yes,
you need your hands,
you need your palms, you need the fingers.
Exactly.
But remember that this Justin Gaethje's coach, Trevor Whitman. He designed a glove one time. I don't know the issue with UFC not accepting the glove, or maybe it's a patent issue. He has a clean glove that every fighter, even fighters that have used it, seem to recommend that it dissuades eye poke. I think maybe it has a curve. It has a curve at the hand, kind of.
Dana White is a businessman.
Yeah.
As we all say.
I'm sure he wants to buy it off.
Exactly.
That one won't want to sell off his baby.
He's a businessman.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you to come through his business and make more money than him.
But he's marrying the sport.
I feel like coupled with what has happened last week and this week, he might see reasons to do more about it.
It's always happened now. Eye pokes has always been. It's just that it's now more rampant.
Yes.
Fighters don't tend to. Even Asu.
Yes.
Asu eye poked.
Yes.
Kape, I think in the second round. He eye poked him.
Yeah. But he didn't. It's not as serious and damaging as. Yeah,
yes.
Because
Henry's one, he had his he had corneal abrasion. Yes.
He cried because
even DC Daniel Comey. I hope you know he has eye issues just because of eye poke. You know him and him and Stipe Miocic. They kept eye poking themselves to the end of the round. To the end of the fight.
It was about 2 or 3 eye pokes on that fight.
And that's what gave him this everlasting damage of the truth of it is the UFC bras have to figure it out. Otherwise, like, we're enjoying the fights. We're enjoying the fights they are putting up.
Yeah.
The issue of eye pokes shouldn't be
something that will damage someone's
for the past 5 minutes, we've been talking about the eye poke. We're not even talking about Kape's amazing performance.
Yeah, he did well.
He performed excellently well. Yeah. And this is a flyweight division that was kind of dead. That
people were not even talking about it.
Dana White was going to cut off the flyweight division. He was going to cut it off because there was
no contenders actually.
Mighty Mouse had so much domination in that division that it became boring. He kept beating everybody there. That it became boring until Henry Cejudo came and brought that his
Triple C
Kring Dimino. Yes. And made it more exciting.
The Mighty Mouse, just like Desiderius Erasmus once said, in a region or in the states where there are blind people, the one-eyed man is the king.
Yeah.
Right? So the Mighty Mouse has always been the king on that division.
Yeah.
So he now look boring.
Yes.
No, he's the one-eyed man, and other people might feel like, why is this guy dominant of this position? But come on.
But now the flyweight division is coming up.
Yeah.
We have Pantoja, who is been like long reigning champion right now. We have Kai Kara France there. Yeah. We have Manel Kape there.
We have good guys.
There's this guy. What's the name of this guy that fights? With pace. I'm trying to remember his name.
When I get your name, I'll let you know about it. But even me, sometimes I won't think about the flyweights. I feel like most of the fighters, because you hardly see them in the competition.
If you're not careful,
you might even skip their names.
You mix the flyweights with bantamweight. Yes, because the division is a division where you feel like
less actions.
Yes, less actions.
Yeah.
But now it seems to be exciting. So. Well, he's called out. I think Pantoja and Kai Kara France have a fight booked. Or I don't know. Well, Kai Kara France is the next.
It's the next opponent.
Fight.
But Dana might just come up with something different from our expectations.
Yes.
Because one thing about Dana White is he doesn't roll with what we want sometimes. Yes. It's what's good for business. He actually roll with. So, and I'm really glad that he can actually come up with good fights that we all like at long run. Because sometimes I feel like I want this fight to come up. But to him, if he's looking at the business aspect, just like what he talked about John Jones and Ngannou.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted John Jones and Ngannou.
Yeah.
But he was talking about business. He's saying Ngannou can't sell fights.
I think with that one, there was a personal
vendetta thing
to it with Ngannou. But now, to another news that have been making me laugh all day since I heard it since yesterday. Did you see Merab auditioning?
Well, one thing about Merab is this guy that has suffered for a very, very long time. He's just a fun guy.
I swear.
Yeah,
Merab not a fun guy. He's a fun guy.
He just want to have fun. He just, I feel like they are all following the path of Conor McGregor.
But his own is different.
Do you know why I say so?
He has his own kind of style has nothing to do with Conor McGregor. No, he's just like he's the regular person that just has a belt around his neck. Before he won the title, he's always been like this.
Yes.
We are just putting more emphasis on him now because we feel that as a champion he should
be more serious, more responsible,
serious and different.
Come on. No, there are some people, right? They're like, that's why. This is the reason why I say Conor McGregor is some champions just want to be serious. Like like Kamaru is always serious when he was the champion, right? He always the way he dresses, fight. Exactly. They don't want any controversy when it comes to them. They just want to be a good name, to others. But Conor McGregor, when he got the belt, started fighting in the bar, doing a lot of things, attacking when he attacked Khabib, then so
Conor McGregor's one was more of, he had ego.
Yes.
Then the ego got inflated.
Yes.
Then he got sidetracked with money and
fame, and fame. Was just too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
But do you know why I'm not wanting us to, well, me personally, I don't want us to compare Merab with
Conor. They are different, right?
They are Merab different. He's just a guy. Like he's someone, I feel he's someone that will come into this place.
Yeah.
And probably just be dancing for us, even though we know that this guy can probably take on you and me and the production team and beat all of us at the same time. He's the kind of person that will come. See, do you know this lady Nina Drama?
Yeah, I know.
The person that is always she's always interviewing Sean Strickland, I see when she went to interview Merab, he was training her how to do takedown. They're rolling on themselves. Like
he's just a fun guy.
Yes, like I just saw. I was thinking it was like a prank until I saw that like he actually auditioned for for a music video. They want the band.
Yeah.
They have a song and they want to bring out a music video, and they were auditioning for dancers.
Yeah.
For dancers, and Merab came with his belt. I said aside from fighting, aside from him whooping ass, that dancing is
his own personal life.
Dancing is one of his hobbies, and he started dancing that funny dance he was dancing when he won the belt. That one I was punching.
That's their traditional dance.
Yes, the traditional dance. Shevchenko does that too now.
Most people from Georgia, most of the Slavic countries does this dance. It's a popular dance.
Yeah, but Ilya sips his own tea. Ilya sips tea. Sips tea and knocks people out.
I respect Topuria 100%.
Yeah,
I respect him because I thought he could be like the belt could actually influence him and make him do a lot of crazy stuff that will really affect his name.
Yeah.
But one of the fun parts was when I found out that he even had a brother.
Yeah, his brother fought last under Seudo's card.
His brother was just like when Conor McGregor came from Ireland, his like third fight against Marriage or something like that. I've forgotten the guy's name anyway. That was how the physique and everything and the back tattoo.
And they have similar tattoos.
They're all fanboys to Conor McGregor. I really love that. I like the fact that they know how to fight. They don't just want to be like, I'm a fan of this guy, but I don't know how to fight. I just like him. No, they are keeping the name, the good name Conor McGregor has of the mystic mark. I'm going to beat you in the first round, and that's how it goes. So this is the same thing I love about Ilia Topuria, and him relinquishing his belt was not a bad idea too as well, because come on, he has dealt with top stars, knocking out Max Holloway, and threatening Islam as well.
Merab told his coach that him and Ilya are pretty close. He told
they have
he told his coach
from Georgia and from Georgia.
He told his coach that Ilya said he couldn't make the weight again. That was the point they were making. Me, I don't believe that.
No, that's not it. He's a lightweight. So.
And yesterday's card, depending on the time zone you're watching from Nigeria, they started the fight around 10 p.m. And normally, the main events goes into morning, like early in the morning.
Sunday,
But yesterday, I think because of the boxing card,
Davies.
Stan Davies was fighting. Gervonta Davies was fighting. And they had the main event that was
clashed. They don't want to clash.
Yes. Kape's events finished around 4. They finished 4 a.m. and then that was when the co-main event of boxing. So I had to switch. And at the time I switched, I was so happy to
that
watch.
You got it at the right time.
Yes, not the main event. It wasn't the main event. It was the co-main event. I just had to write it so I could mention the name. The guy Russell. The guy's name is Russell. Russell, right?
Yeah, the black guy.
He fought. Yes, the black guy. He fought the Mexican guy, Valenzuela. Now that Valenzuela was the one that won Pitbull. There is a guy they call Pitbull.
I know him.
That fights. Pitbull Cruz, I think. Couple of months ago, and collected his belt. Like he won. He collected Pitbull's belt. So this is his first defense of his belt.
Yeah, that's being a co-main event.
Yes, they fought for the WBA junior welterweight title. Yeah, it was a junior welterweight. That guy, man.
No, he's good.
The Venezuela, no, not even the Venezuela guy is good, but the
Russell is an aggressive fighter.
From the first
he's an aggressive fighter.
ring of the bell.
Look at the punches and everything he landed.
I'm always skeptical about boxing's 12 round. The reason why I'm always saying that
the tank, right?
No, not the tank.
The energy, right? Yeah.
The fight starts picking. It starts picking up when you have a 12 or 15 rounds boxing rounds. You start picking around the 6th round, 6-7 round. Yeah. That's when you see that the favorite maybe he has already figured out the other person. Like someone like Tank, someone like this knockout artist, this heavyweight knockout artist that's on
the American
Bomb Squad. Yeah. They always tend to.
Like if you've noticed that about the what's it called, the bronze bomber.
Yes. Deontay
Wilder. He doesn't have energy for that long.
Yes.
He likes to. He's not a 12 round fighter. He likes to go in, and I like him because he knows what the sport is all about. Fight. He doesn't want to use any sign. He just believes in knockouts. Just like what Maduro said. He said he doesn't count submissions. He counts only knockouts. Yeah. So I believe my reason why I like Deontay Wilder is he knows what the sport is all about, and he wants to take it to you. Yeah. We're not here playing chess.
That Russell was.
He was aggressive.
Yes, he was trying to. He's been knocking out his opponents. And he was really trying to knock that guy out.
One thing about it is pressure.
At the 8th round, he looked as if he was gassing out. Then maybe he got his second win again.
I don't know if you listen. The coach was actually telling him to keep on.
And it was so emotional. I think he lost his father or something.
I don't know about that.
His elder brother was crying when he won the belt. They had to now tell the guy to enter into the ring, and it was such an emotional end to the fight.
That alone will actually propel him to do whatsoever.
Yes,
he will just serve as a beast. He's just going to look like, I saw the pressure. He was looking like an anchor in a cruise ship.
The only thing the Venezuela guy kept hitting him with was the shovel hook, like a uppercut kind of hook.
But he still maintained the pressure.
Yes, maintaining, and it was I've marked the Russel's face. I watch boxing, but not as much as MMA.
I would like you to move forward to our guy F.A. Ajaba.
Okay, Ajaba. I know them now. I know the boxing. Mixed martial arts has so much fight to talk about. So you hardly just talk about that. The reason why we're talking about the boxing today is because obviously Tank is the biggest name in boxing. He's like the face of boxing
for now.
Yes. And I'm sure whether the UFC might be one of the reasons why they shifted the card a little bit early. And then the fight happened.
They also want to watch the fight.
Gervonta, Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. I was reading about their history.
Okay.
When they were younger, when they were like 15 years old, they both fought. They fought when they were in their amateur. No,
amateur.
Not college. Amateur. The amateur. When they used to wear their headgear and stuff. And Tank won him also. But the guy has improved so much that Tank, before this fight, was on 13 wins.
He was on
13 wins.
It has been a flawless victory.
No loss. And guess how many knockouts in 13 wins?
How many?
28 knockouts.
That's a good one.
No, you hardly see that in lightweight now. You hardly see that. You see knockouts like that in
heavyweight.
You hardly see someone like that packing so much power and knocking out his opponents.
The right hand. That was so strong.
This was his top two. Like this was his knockout is past 4 opponents. This was the one that he
knocked out Ryan Garcia.
Last time. And this guy that talked too much. This black American boxer.
I know the guy. He
knocked him out.
He knocked him out. He asked this guy, the guy he fought yesterday. He said, "Is your mom there during the face of?"
The pro conference. When the guy was saying, "You're not talking trash." Now, why are you saying trash? He said, "Because your mom is
there. I can't stand insulting your mom."
No, that you brought your mom. I know if
I really like that about him.
If Tank wants to trash talk, he doesn't discriminate. He doesn't really trash talk you.
Family, the whole family,
anywhere. So I said, your mom is watching.
That was what gave me.
And I feel both of them were being respective of each other's skill. Hardly do you see Tank is always being the one. Do you know always that, nudging his opponent?
Do you saw Tank when he fell, when he knelt down?
Oh God,
that was for me that was a knockout.
No, it was a knockdown.
Knockdown, sorry.
It's regarded as a knockdown.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think the guy gave him a body punch or something. Then he went down briefly and stood up.
Yes.
Then he ran to his corner.
Yes.
And told his corner to clean.
No, there was a stoppage because of time. Then the round actually ended.
No, there was not. No. There wasn't.
I thought the round ended. Seriously,
it was a confusing round because when he went down on his knee, the first thing it was a knockdown.
Yeah.
Is counted as a knockdown.
Yeah.
What the referee should have started doing is counting.
At that spot. Yeah.
But the referee was confused and was like, because immediately he touched the ground.
Do you know one thing about it?
Yes.
The ref also know that Tank has been a favorite.
I agree. Because I noticed after every round,
he was surprised.
The referee kept going to Tank's round. Yeah. I was getting angry that why do you keep going?
He was also surprised.
Why do you keep going to Tank's corner?
Yeah.
But at the end of the fight, he said the grease in his hair, that his hairdresser just made his hair a couple of days ago, and the grease in his hair was pouring out and pouring into his eyes. That's why he had to quickly run. But now, what Roach was saying is, if that was counted as a knockdown, he would have won the fight.
I felt like Tank lost that fight because it was close.
It was very close. If I didn't want to be biased too, by the way with what I saw and the way the guy was actually in the fight, I think he won too.
He was just all over Tank. It's like I feel like they both have same style. Because it was
defensive, it was inside that finisher guard.
The speed was just unimaginable. I saw the speed on both sides, and Tank was also surprised. Like, how, man? I don't know if you saw when he was surprised. Like, man, I didn't know that you're this good.
Yeah,
you must have improved for a very long time.
This like the first fighter, first.
They've given him value for money,
and that he's actually shown respect too.
Exactly.
Because whenever he's in the cage, like you can always sense and smell the disdain.
Do you know what? I don't know if you remember the fight he had with Ryan Garcia.
Yes. That one, man, I knew he was going to. It was a body rip. It was a rip shot. He used to finish him now.
Before the fight, he said, "I'm going to break your face."
Yes. Yeah. He's always believes in his power.
Exactly. Which I like about fighting.
But I don't like that he ended in draw. They counted it 115, 114, 114. That's 115 to the first judge gave it to Tank. Then the other two judges counted 114.
That's why I don't know if you get. I've said this before. If you're fighting a champion, right? Make sure you beat him clean.
Convincingly, yes.
Let it not be, because if it's a tie, they will never give you the belt.
Yes, or if the fight is close.
Back to Usman and Edward, the second bout they had. No, the third one, right? No, the second one. When after Usman was trying to get the belt back from Edward. That fight was, I felt like Usman actually won the fight, right? But it was not convincingly.
Yeah.
You can't just get a decision and you expect to get the belt from a defending champion. Yeah. It's really.
But at the end of it, the fans wins now, because at the end, we will end up getting a rematch.
There's going to be a rematch on that.
Getting a rematch. That's if the champion chooses to, because
he will like to do that.
He's not obliged to.
No, like him, because it's just like.
You mean Tank?
Tank wants.
He's not obliged to, because even
he's not
in his post-fight conference. He was already giving options. I mean, not in the ring. Outside, he was already giving options. Like, he's not obliged to. If he had lost his belt, the guy is mandated to rematch him.
Yes.
Those are always in.
Yes.
Always
in the rules. Clause. Yeah, once you've lost,
but if there's a bigger fight, now there's this. I only think the only reason why he might want a rematch, or if he feels that I've seen a flaw in this guy's game, or the opportunity to actually knock the guy out. Because now there's a flaw in his record. Now he's now 30-0-1.
Yes,
that's
getting a draw.
30 wins.
One draw,
0 loss, and one draw.
Yeah.
So that might
for me, I feel like it's not a bad thing in his record, because he has had a marvelous record, and his fighting style is actually good.
Yeah.
and has less controversy, like Mike Tyson. Actually,
Yes.
you know, like these guys are. I don't really blame them. Most of them are just normal, regular people and get the opportunity to fight and start earning millions from millions.
But I want to ask, this has always been there's always been a point I've always wanted to me.
Yeah.
I always prefer, regardless.
Yeah.
I feel there is more essence to a 5-round fight in the MMA in MMA than a 12-round fight in boxing.
Do you know why? In MMA, you fight with the whole body.
Yeah.
So it's more exhausting, and the boxing is most boxers you can see they have tiny legs because all their power just relies on their hands.
Yeah.
So, but the MMA they are complete.
Yeah.
You can see their stance and everything. You can see their laps.
And aside from that, I think when they started the invention of MMA, they actually looked at that's what the founders of boxing, MMA, they actually looked at the flaws in boxing. If I feel it's more engaging having a 5-round fight, which is 25 minutes, than having 3 rounds of boxing, 12 rounds, which is 36 minutes.
Yes.
And if you watch most boxing fights, if it's not like that, they have real beef and animosity between themselves.
You don't like to watch it, right?
Not that you don't like to watch it. You would always like to watch it, but the engaging, they don't start engaging themselves
until when they start getting tired.
When they start getting to this middle round, like 6th, 7th round, when they've already gauged themselves.
You know, boxing is more calculative. Is more. I feel like boxing is more dangerous than UFC. Than mixed martial arts.
I disagree.
Boxing has.
What's your point on that? I disagree with you.
Boxing has boxing has killed more people than MMA. You can check that maybe after this. Many people have died in boxing than MMA because
doesn't make it most dangerous.
Most times you can see most boxers after leaving boxing they tend to have brain issues, and I've seen. I don't know if you remember the guy that died.
The boxing has been around way before mixed martial arts. So you have more precedents to work with boxing. I could tell you that there is a more dangerous sport than boxing, which is American football. The NFL, the American football, where you see the way they slam it, even with their helmets and all. You see
we all protective.
There have been athletes with complete paralysis, body paralysis from football. The reason why you might say that is
we are talking about deaths, people that have died, not even
that is. Look, when you in sports like this, they keep bringing up advancements to reduce things like that, to reduce casualties. So I would expect that there will be lesser incidents with mixed martial arts because they've seen and worked on the flaws of what boxing is.
I don't know if you remember this mixed martial artist. That was way back. Daniel White actually banned him from the UFC. You know, he was a good fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, when he was
Diego.
From Mexico too.
The one that always bring cross.
Yes, he beat the guy. The ref was holding him. He was still choking the guy. Actually,
he was the one that he won the first Ultimate Fighter.
Yes,
the very first Ultimate Fighter.
Yes, the guy is good.
What I want, Diego. His name is Diego.
But it's good. Yeah, it's good. So I feel like for me, my view is boxing is more dangerous.
In any physical sports.
Yeah.
The rate at which casualty can happen varies. It's just that the commissions always find ways to make sure to reduce casualties. And the number of boxing events that come on, the number of classes and which classes there are, like there are boxing fights almost every 2 days. Like,
you know, the amount of sponsors you get in boxing is just way too much.
You can't compare.
No, I'm not talking about the reason why they come up with fights. It's just like sheikhs. What you talked about Thailand having stadiums upon stadiums. It's not. It's now
the reason for
it's just
that,
like a culture. You know,
the reason for that for boxing, and I will still put it on that is been way around than mixed martial arts. One, boxing, the boxers they all fight under promotions, under promoters.
Yes.
They are promoters and they are fighters under promoters.
Yeah.
The UFC, you see, that's why I said something about finding the flaws in boxing. Yeah. UFC had made sure that there is no room for that. There is no even fighter association, and that was one of the things Ngannou was fighting for.
Yes.
For there to be a unified fighters association where the fighters too have their own say.
He wants them to be protected, which was not the bad thing actually.
Now, the UFC and other promotions, they sign the fighters to contracts.
Yes.
So if you're a good fighter, they sign you to years of contract. Now you can't breach that contract.
Maybe in future that might happen, in future.
Well, the future will tell. The future will tell, and that remains. The fighters still have to fight for themselves.
Yeah.
Ngannou has started the fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people will lead on eventually.
Sure.
But the UFC is such a giant and has had such a powerful hold on that on that sport, that if there is not enough adequate competitors to compete with them, Bellator has been trying for the past couple of years.
They can't.
Well, they're way ahead of them. So also is the PFL, and there is a new promotion now that's signing. They signed Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson and this guy is fighting now. This former Conor McGregor's mate, this jiu-jitsu guy.
Is he
that jiu-jitsu guy that was wanted to fight Nick Diaz that fights in Bellator? Dennis. Dillian Dennis. The new promotion now. GF something. They are fight. Tony Ferguson and them Dillian Dennis are going to be fighting on their card.
That was a flawless victory.
My point is, someone like Tank Davis, he has his own promoter.
Yeah.
All monies from his fight bout is coming to him.
Directly.
He dictates his own career.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank and this guy is going to be fighting in a couple of months. Conor Ben, Nigel Ben, and Chris Eubank, Chris Eubank Senior fought in the 80s.
Yeah.
Now their sons, the two sons are going to be fighting. Now they have promoters. Eddie Hearn is the promoter of Conor Ben. Now there are fighters that they have their own promoters. Someone like Floyd Mayweather, he chooses and decides what he wants to do with his own life and career.
Yes.
Even as big as Conor McGregor is, he's not in.
He still have some fights in the UFC.
He's not in all of his career. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, he has partnership with bare knuckle, but he can't even fight in bare knuckle. He can tease it. It's like he can't fight.
Is it the highest shareholder in bare knuckle?
I don't know. I don't know about how they share this, but I know that he's a shareholder in it, and he promotes it. Yeah. That's the highest he can do. He can't fight in any other promotion.
Yes.
The highest he will do is retire. Because he's contracted to the UFC. The one time him and Floyd Mayweather, the one time him and Floyd Mayweather fought was they were at the peak of their career, and that fight the universe agreed for.
UFC made money out of it.
Yes, now that was the fight that catapulted. Like those were two stars at their peak. At their peak, there was no way that fight wasn't going to sell.
It made a lot of money.
There was no way. So that's when you could see, and after that fight, you saw the dwindling of Conor McGregor, because all through the training of that fight, he kept training boxing.
Yes,
and you saw it diminished his mixed martial
his career too.
And then Dana White started getting annoyed by different fighters wanting to go and box. Kamaru Usman too was saying he could box Canelo when he was the champion.
Canelo
he was saying, he was saying he could box Canelo. Khabib too was teasing going to go and box. I'm like, what is all this?
Khabib will not box.
So I could see the annoyance in Dana White. I'm sure he had already said that would be the first and the last. Where
do you know why he hates UFC transitioning from UFC to boxing?
Yeah.
Was this YouTube boy Jake Paul coming in to retired UFC fighters and trying to prove.
He's been knocking all of them out now.
He's just a drama show for me.
He's been knocking all of them out.
It's not like he's knocking them out. It's just a pay. He pays them to fall.
It's
just a drama. For me, I feel like it's dramatization.
No, how would you say?
Did you watch Game Breeder versus? Okay, let's not talk about Game Breeder.
He knocked out Oye.
Okay, what about?
He knocked out Diaz.
Do you remember when he fought?
He knocked out Tyron Woodley. Look, those are fighters that were past their prime and had nothing. They had tangible boxing skills in MMA, but you can't transition it. Forget.
Do you remember? Okay, the only professional fighter he fought. What happened to it? Do you remember?
He lost but you can't take it away from that.
No,
forget Jake Paul's antics. Forget his antics.
He's not good.
He's a boxer.
He's never going to be a boxer.
He is a boxer. Let me tell you why.
After fighting a retired fighter.
Don't get me agitated again.
After fighting retired boxers, I mean UFC fighters, going to fight Mike Tyson at age 50. 58?
Leave that. Leave going to.
No.
Did he force them into the ring?
No, he didn't force them into the ring.
That's why you say it.
But he knows. Okay, for him to call himself a fighter, for me, just like I feel like you're having a show.
See, forget his antics. Forget Jake Paul's
just
antics.
Just like on stage having a.
Jake Paul is
drama.
a boxer.
Yeah.
He might not be. Look. There are tiers and calibers of fighters. Yeah. He might not be the top tier. He might not even be in your book. He might not even be the average boxer. But you can't say he's not a boxer.
Top 1 million is not even there.
Because if he was a boxer, when Masvidal has cleaner boxing skills than him, you should have beaten him now. Why did he knock him out?
That fight was all.
Why did he knock him?
No.
Why did he knock him out?
For me, I didn't see that fight as a. I feel like just about the money.
No.
How will you go and fight Anderson Silva?
No, you are saying that out of the sentimental reasons that you like MMA fights.
No, not about that.
Your most of your favorite fighters were he knocked out. I don't like Jake Paul.
No, I'm not a fan of most of the guys he fought. The only guy that I like which he fought was Nate Diaz.
I won't accept the fact that you say Jake Paul is not a boxer. He might not be a top tier boxer, but that guy has grilled and trained.
So what made you feel
from his children YouTube or what him and his brother? Look, see those guys, those two brothers, Jake Paul and what's his other?
I've forgotten their.
Yes, those guys.
Nursery rhymes names that they have.
If you are someone that notices discipline and notices outside the whole appearance and glamour of what people do. If you notices what discipline is, you appreciate what those two boys do, because those guys were in Nickelodeon.
Yes,
they were in Nickelodeon doing children cartoon and all. For them to decide that I'm going to take this as a career. Forget who is fourth career. Do you know the grilling training and procedures to go through for you to even enter into a boxing ring?
I got your point, right? You said he's a boxer.
You get my point?
Yeah,
what's my point?
Yeah, your point is the sacrifice, right? The sacrifice and the discipline. You have to go in order for you to get fit. To compete, right?
You might not be
like you feel like you okay. Like
might not be your notion of what a boxer is.
Yes,
but don't say he's not a boxer.
He's not a. Do you know why I say he's not a boxer? Do you know why I say he's not a boxer?
Why?
This is why I say he's not a boxer. Is after fighting retired MMA fighters, going back to Mike Tyson. Very soon we'll come out. He will say you want to fight Joe Biden very soon. I won't be surprised, because for God's sake, fight them on their prime. I won't be surprised if you come up and say tomorrow I'm fighting. He might even say he wants to fight Kamala Harris tomorrow. I'm not surprised. But the only professional fighter he fought, he lost. That was Fury.
Well,
Fury's younger brother.
That's where our opinion differs. And then we have our UFC 313 next week.
Yeah,
we're having the preview in a couple of days. And what do you see? We are not hearing anything about Pereira anymore. It's like he's gone into his shell now.
You know, that's what I like about Pereira. Pereira, I always use him as an example. I always feel like Pereira is just like a bunker bomb. You know, no matter where you hide, he's going to get you. A bunker bomb can get you 30 feet below the earth's surface. So he's going to get Ankalov. First of all, his kicks are just so thunderous and effective. I don't know if you remember Ankalov's fight with
he doesn't block. He doesn't check leg kicks.
Exactly. This Polish power which he fought with, Vlahovic. I don't. Did you see how he was stumbling on that fight? Yeah. Though he won the fight, but he had more damages.
Yeah.
feel like that has been his own lapses where he's going to suffer in the hands of Pereira.
Yeah.
So I see him losing that fight.
Okay, we'll talk more about that on the preview.
Sure.
Now we have Gaethje and Fiziev fighting. And Pereira, obviously. We'll talk more on that on the preview.
Yeah.
And and that's it for our show today, guys. Thank you for watching.
Until it's over.
Yeah. Thank you for liking. We appreciate your thumbs up and we thank you for your comments. Please keep sharing and keep liking our videos and keep commenting. We want to engage. And that's it for today's episode, guys. The wrap here.
Keep it locked.